G'day, mate. What's your name?
Barney, good to see you, mate. My name is Tahir.
Tahir.
And I'm a full-time stand-up comedian, former teacher.
Former teacher. And where are we today, Tahir?
Mate, we are in beautiful Brisbane in a bird cage.
Yeah.
So we're in a bit of a bird cage. Some would say jail. This is not a jail, but we're in a bird. Shout out to Pommy, one of the best tour managers. He would love this space.
Yeah, you said this is his favourite.
This is his favourite spot. This is where we meet up.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Crowdworkcast. My name's Andrew Barnett. Thank you very much for joining me. Got a great episode for you this week. It's a little bit different. I recorded this with my mate Tahir Bilgic, a very funny comedian. You can find him on Instagram at Tahir Comedian, he's all over the web. You can find him easily. But we had a little gig up in Queensland. So we thought, why not take the microphones and the little camera along and see what we can get for a podcast. So that's what we've got for you this week. Hope you enjoy it. As always, if you are enjoying the pod, please do like, subscribe, give me a follow at Andrew Barnett Comedy on Instagram. Check out my Facebook page, Twitter, Mr. A Barnett, and I am on TikTok, Andrew Barnett Comedian, if that's your thing. And get involved with the pod. Leave it a review. Send me a message on social media. Let me know who you'd like to have on the pod and what you'd like me to ask them. Other than that, if you'd like to come see my shows, I'm going to be Sydney Comedy Festival on May 20 and 21 and Brisbane Comedy Festival May 6. So please do look for tickets for those shows. Other than that, let's get on with the episode. This is me on the road with Tahir. So we're in Brisbane. We're on our way to Hervey Bay for a gig that you've tipped me into. What exactly is this gig?
And that's the thing. So Barney's coming along with me, and I don't even know where I'm going.
Oh, great!
It's I think we're going to Woodgate.
Woodgate.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of Woodgate.
I've never been there. So this is the life of a comedian, right? And he's a good bloke. So he's just saying, yeah, I'll come along.
Yeah. I trusted you. This could be. So this is either going to be a really good podcast or the sort of the last tapes of Tahir and Barney.
So yeah, this could be the last tapes. But we plan to. We should take him to the gig and show him.
Yeah.
If it's good or bad, whatever it is, we're going to show them the gig we're going to do and chat along the way.
Yeah. Bit of a taste of what it's like to go do one of these gigs that you don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You're going to travel, you have a bit of fun.
We've already been forced to fly Jetstar, which was punished. That's...
Mate, you got on your seatbelt.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Was
chewing
gum on
sticky star, and it was just it was fresh, so it was really, really bad. And cheap airlines, fair enough, right? But there's nothing worse when it's so cheap that they've cut corners.
Yeah.
Jetstar. I've got no qualms saying it.
It's not the cheap airline. Sometimes it's the cheap passenger who doesn't know the etiquette of airline flights, where you're just like, no, you can't put your chewing gum on the seatbelt.
Yeah.
We're in an exit row too, which makes that even more dangerous. You can't have the guy whose job it is to help everyone get out of the plane.
Which
He's
is me.
stuck in his seat because there's chewing gum clogging up his seatbelt. Oh, here we go. Look
at this. I'm involved.
We've ordered some
chicken souvlaki.
Two chicken souvlakis.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
2 chicken souvlakis. Wow. There they are. Souvlaki is a Greek word for kebab. Another thing I've stolen off the Arabs. I think I'm not sure that.
Here we go. Controversy.
I love my Greek friends. They know that. They know that.
Well, you're Turkish background, so your Greek friends, you guys, Cyprus still an issue for you?
Not for me, because I'm Australian now, so I've left all that shit behind. Of course, I love my Turkish heritage, but so I think they've divided in half, which is the best way.
Yeah.
And I think this could be followed in a lot of different parts of the world. Just divide it in half.
Yeah.
Share it and move on.
Yeah. Exactly.
They've done that. So I think we're going to just continue on with this podcast and.
Why don't we hit
eat.
pause and then have something to eat?
I was only joking. Of course, we're going to eat.
And then we'll be back. So we're going to have something to eat. We'll have a review of the food here at Brisbane Airport when we come back. All right. All right, we are back after a sumptuous feed. Would you call that sumptuous?
We didn't leave anything.
No.
We absolutely smashed it. And the Greeks, they've got like gigantic toothpicks. Yeah, it's massive. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was really good.
No, it was a good feed. And I should say it was probably, in actual time, the amount of time we had the kid would have sat about 4 minutes.
We smashed it.
Right through that.
The Greeks do pretty good souvlaki. And just a quick plug for our sponsor, Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Crowdworkcast.
Crowdworkcast.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for the... And that's the thing, like, as comedians, we travel. We can eat in high-end venues like this, in a bird cage.
Bird cages.
You could be anywhere, really. Like
food courts.
I'm always just appreciative of anything. Like, there's some people have riders, like musicians always have riders.
Have you ever had a rider? And like, I know because you've toured. Have you ever? And sometimes if you're doing a tour, they'll have things you can request or whatever. Have you ever requested anything?
I've never requested anything. Right. I'm happy if there's just water. Like there's water. Like as comedians, we're just. I think musicians are a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a quick story. We got booked. There was my mate Rob Shahady.
Yep.
And Jim Moen and myself and Harvey Norman wanted this big comedy night. Right?
Oh, nice.
So it was a big sort of like we were in a nightclub. It was a lot of staff. It was several hundred people, and Shannon Knoll was going to finish the night.
Oh, nice.
Right. So
Knowlesy.
They had
all the greats.
Yeah. They're all there. Obviously Harvey Norman, big budget.
Yep.
And then we go backstage, right, and we're ready, and we have a look at. Then we've seen Shannon Knoll's rider.
Oh, what was on Shannon Knoll's rider?
And it was massive. Like, it was a huge list. And we started reading it. We're going 4 large towels, 4 medium towels, 4 small towels, 6 hand towels for different band members.
How wet does he get?
Well, it's for like individual. Like 4, 6. Like he gets that water. Australian government. Can you hear that? That's us.
Yeah.
If you can't hear that, did you hear that? Just tell them what
there's an announcement going over asking people if they see anything suspicious, anyone suspicious, they've got to be reported to the police. So not sure if that counts as comedians recording podcasts in bird cages.
Two comics holding microphones in a bird cage. It's the height of suspicion. So anyway, he's got and there was room temperature water, cold water, a bucket of ice. There was scotch. There was other drinks on there. There's all sorts of things on there. A cheese platter, the classic cheese platter, right?
Cheese platter.
The cheese platter was there. It was a long list, and then we sort of scrolled onto another page, which is Jimoan, Rob, and Tahir.
Yes.
It was just water. We didn't ask for it. They just we better give some water. So we didn't ask for anything.
That's it.
So they just gave us water, and we're happy with that. And of course, the old thing is, they left without eating the cheese platter. We smashed the cheese platter.
Yeah. That's what comedians leaving, if there is a rider, it's always, oh, mate, there's still a few beers in there. In the backpack.
They're just
take
it.
Yeah.
It's paid for. It's paid for. It's exactly. Mate, sometimes I take the fridge with it. The whole fridge should go, because that's going to be part of the rider, right?
Yeah.
But comedians notorious for no riders. I never ask for anything. I'm just happy because we're there for the gig. We're getting paid, especially corporate events. Well,
I think the other difference is the way comedians start out is you're basically, you're so used to doing gigs in the corners of pubs, and if you're actually in a theatre where everyone's seats are arranged to face the one direction, it's a big treat.
Yeah, that's
a big treat. So you feel like you're, well, this is enough, and then because you're so used to especially early on, well, you're lucky to be on this lineup, kid. So when
in this theatre, oh mate, have you played this theatre before? No.
That's the thing. So you get to the point where it's almost like you're a rescue dog. where, you know, finally someone's being nice to you and you're like, I'm a bit
Just
unsure.
happy.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want to. No. It's,
But why is the musicians like? It must be the musician promoters must be.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
don't
standard
know.
thing, isn't it? They've always got they got plenty of alcohol backstage.
yeah.
And and a lot of the time they just leave. They might have 1 or 2 cans. They just leave.
Yeah.
And the comedians come through.
And go, oh,
And
hey, they
they
left a whole bottle of wine.
We're the like the cleaners of the rider industry.
It is the
No waste.
it is the ranks of show businesses. Definitely, you know, musicians are up here, and then comedians, and then
Yeah.
I think magicians. Maybe, I don't know. You're doing an act as the world's worst magician at the moment.
The world's best worst magician.
World's best worst magician.
And how it started Adelaide Fringe.
Yeah.
So people are like, and I was doing I'll do like a 5-week festival.
Yeah.
And I realised, hang on, what am I doing during the day? Nothing. And I collect. I love magic, right? I love comedy magic. I've been collecting for years, and finally my missus said, listen, do a show. You've got
We can write this off on tax.
Yeah, that's what it was, like $1,000 worth of tricks. And I put a show together, had a lot of fun, and it started outselling my adult show. No. I said, mate, if this starts outselling my adult show, I've got to stop. Like, there's no good. But
Mate, you're doing a cruise ship as 2 of the performers.
Oh man, yeah, it sold so well, and it's a lot of fun. And then I got tired because it literally takes like an hour to set up.
Oh really?
Yeah, so I got to get there early, set up an hour. The magic just doesn't happen. You got to set it up.
Well, you can make sure your wand is working.
Yeah,
You gotta
everything. and then I'm doing the show. Then I'm packing up. It's exhausting. And look, and I love stand up not because you can just get up but it reminded me. I go, you know what? Stand up is a fantastic profession. You can rock up, talk, move on.
My best mate is a musician in Newcastle, and he he gigs all around, does weddings, everything. He's brilliant.
Who is it?
His name's Jason Bone.
Yeah, right.
So he's just, and so he'll
Great name.
Oh yeah, great name.
Rock and roll
Guess
star.
what his nickname was when we were in high school?
Boner.
We were pretty creative as 16-year-olds, but he.
I should have said Jace.
Yeah, Jace. Yeah, Jace. That's what we call it. Yeah. He loves coming and watching when he sees me, and I just leave at the end. Yes, that is.
I know.
You just.
So they're used to it, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're used to something. If you're used to carrying luggage, bags, speakers, it's part of their thing.
Yeah.
So I'm used to just being a stand-up. So but it was exciting because I was doing a magic show, but still I go, this is, and the second
It's a lot of work.
Second year I got help.
So you got a roadie.
I had to get someone to come and help me. So just help. It made a huge difference.
The traditional magician's assistant, was it? Or like say some lady in a nice red dress?
No, it was another young magician who just gave me a hand, and just it was a bit of fun. I even had Iman. You know Iman? Like, you know...
yeah. Iman Hidachi?
Yeah, Hidachi, and like... who's like... I don't know if you know Iman, but he's a great comedian. He's 1 metre tall.
Yeah, he's a little person. He's
literally 1 metre tall.
Very funny.
But very fun. I love hanging with him. But he became part of my show too.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So at the end, like, you know, because I became like a wizard during the show, and I finally... And there was a wizard talking behind the curtains.
Yep.
And it was Iman, right?
Oh, really?
And he was talking to me during the whole show. Don't do that. That's a no good. Do something impressive for the kids. That's no good. Otherwise, I'm going to turn you into like the marshal's going to come and get you. And then the marshal, like, I'd be in this martial suit and all these things happening. But at the end of the show, like the Wizard of Oz, right? The curtains would like, you want to see the Great Wizard? You want to see the Great Wizard?
And so
the curtains would be drawn back and be a man standing there. And the crowd would like genuinely like freak out. Like the Georgian was, what
what kind of magic is this?
Yeah, it was like a Wizard of Oz moment when the curtains got drawn back.
Oh,
and
that's
he
so
came
funny.
out, and he come out, and I love those sort of moments because I love doing anything like left of centre. I did AGT, Australia's Got Talent.
Yeah, I saw it. Someone told me that.
Yeah, so they said, look, you want to do this, so you want to be on the show. I said, well, not as a comedian, obviously. I said,
No,
I don't need to come on.
It's not set up as for comedians, that show, really.
Well, for beginning comedians, like, so they get a break and they move on to other stuff. But I said, I'll come on, but don't mention my name. and I'm coming on as the world's best worst magician. That was so I did, and people were like, "What? Are you sure? Like you've done a lot in your stuff career. Why would you do that shit? Like, what about your image?" I don't give a shit. Like, honestly, people go, I really don't care about image, but all that sort of stuff. I do what I enjoy. Like, I do what I want to do.
I was going to say, that was something I've noticed about you, is you are someone who, you do so many different things, but it always, whenever I've worked with you, it's always doing something fun. You're always, this will be fun, this will be fun. So, and that's a great way to decide what you're going to do next, I think. I love that.
If someone saw me on AGT and said, "Oh, mate, that's bad for your brand," or I go, "Well, don't come to my show." Like, I don't care. That person who judges, I go, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. Guess what? I might do it again. So the first time they convinced me, second time, no, I want to go back. And it was just,
you should go on to something else next time, every time, and not acknowledge that you'd been there before.
No. I mean, when I came on, Shane Jacobs and one of the judges said, "Hey, Tahir." No. World's best worst musician.
That's so good.
And people were laughing, and look, it went well. It went really, really well, and I really enjoyed the whole experience. I enjoyed the nerves again.
Yeah.
Like back, because I'm out of my element really as a stand-up comedian. I mean, you'd know, like, we don't get nervous as such. We sort of get excited and
and you need that tiny bit of adrenaline to go, before you go on stage where you're, they're about to call my name, I should focus here.
Yeah.
But you don't spend the whole day.
Nah, I mean, look, you get excited. We don't get nervous. We probably get worried, and only if we're in an environment that's not conducive to comedy.
Yeah.
People are standing, cocktail event. I mean, obviously at a comedy club, I see people get nervous. I go, "What are you nervous? People are here for comedy. It's beautiful. The sound's beautiful. The stage is there."
You do. Actually, that reminded me of all the fun things you've done. I remember, it's probably 5 or 6 years ago now. We were doing the Comedy Store. I was hosting, and you helped someone with a proposal.
Yeah, that was
Remember
fun.
that?
Yeah,
You were doing and you almost did it like a magician thing, because you got her up and blindfolded her.
That was, yes.
How did that come about? And because most comedians would not agree to do something like that.
So, in my shows, I genuinely love to improvise. People, and I take it as a compliment when people say, "Was that all set up?" I go, "As if." You know how hard that would be?
Yeah.
Imagine I said, "Listen, you say this, I'll say that, then that person will come up," and I get that'll take so much of planning. I get it.
And this doesn't pay enough for me to split the paycheck with all those people.
Okay. Look, I love to improvise because the audience laugh differently at something that they just know just happened.
It's
once,
something that happens in the room,
and they know they're not going to see it again, and they react differently. So I got asked. They said, "Would you be part of this?" Like, the guy contacted, I think, A-list entertainment, and I said, "Absolutely, I'm all over it."
Yeah,
I love that sort of stuff. You know, it was a yes. So we planned it all, and I think we planned it where I got him up as a volunteer. Yeah, I got him up as a volunteer.
Yes.
On stage, and so I put him. That was the only time I knew he was coming up, but we did it so she thought I was just picking random people, and so that was the only time where I knew who I was picking. So we got him up and went down a treat.
It went off.
The people see how they react, like they roared.
Yeah.
Because they realise, hang on, they're watching something here.
Something live, something real, this is only happening this time. Yeah. It's just, it's not something they can come and see again tomorrow night. This is just for them that night, that right there and then.
And that couple, they said they were big fans, and they got in contact and said, "Would you mind doing this and this?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." Never been back to my show since.
Well, maybe, they got married. Maybe they got young kids and they're just trying to get along. Who knows?
Come to my kids' magic show.
Yes. Hey, I think our flight is about to board, so we're going to check out again, but we'll be back. Probably soon. Join you from somewhere north of here. Where are we going again?
Somewhere fun. We'll probably join you in Harvey Bay, and then somewhere remote.
Ooh, exciting. Stick around. All right, now, last time we left off, we were in the airport in Brisbane.
In a birdcage.
In the birdcage, and you told me you didn't know where we were going.
No, I really didn't. And even this is fake. People think this is a nice backdrop. That's just fake.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just Barney puts that in.
Just put it in post, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was real.
Where exactly are we? What is this called again? Woodgate?
We're actually at Woodgate Beach, and we did a show at Woodgate Beach Hotel, Motel, Caravan Park. What else? Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of.
That's a lot.
We can see it across the road. Like it's awesome. What a spot.
Yeah, it's magic. So we were upstairs on their balcony, and originally they'd planned to have the shutters down.
Yep.
But turns out it was too hot, so we did comedy, 3 walls and then an open side to the beach.
3 walls, open side, and brand new. We christened the venue.
Yeah, we did.
I think Steady Eddie played there before the renovations, but Barney and I, mate, we refused to come up until the renovations were finished.
Said, look, we'll come up, but renovate.
Yeah, and leave one wall open.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We don't like getting claustrophobic.
But it was beautiful. Like it was a beautiful spot, wasn't it? People having meals. It was packed. Raising money for the Dunga Derby.
Dunga Derby. Now, what is the Dunga Derby?
The Dunga Derby, if you haven't heard, it's Harvey Bay raising money for the Fraser Coast. So they get in cars for 4 days.
Yep.
And the cars have to be a certain age, right? I heard a lot about it. I loved it straight away. I've come before for functions to raise money for them. And what I loved, so they raise money for their own community.
Yeah.
So all the money goes back to everybody in the Fraser Coast, whether it be sick children or someone doing it tough or a medical or whatever. And I love that. I love charities that are just all back in.
Yeah.
No admin. That's beautiful.
Yeah, where it's just you know who the money's going to.
Yeah,
you know the cause. It's all local.
Yeah.
And it is, I think that sort of stuff too. Like, as don't get me wrong, I love a big national charity. All that sort of stuff.
They're important too.
But this sort of stuff is community building. There's a feeling of community that comes with that. If it's the people of the Fraser Coast raising money for the people of the Fraser Coast, it's something magic about that.
People buying raffle tickets, auction items, and they look after you. When you do comedy you can go almost anywhere in outback Australia.
Yeah.
And most towns are very decent.
Yeah.
So people are decent, and they can't do enough for you. The Woodgate community, brilliant. They were so funny. So nice.
You know what? Last night, what amazed me is we're literally sitting here in paradise. I don't know how much of that you can see, but this is a beautiful beach. We've got tropical. The sunlight's coming through.
Oh, it's magic.
There's a nice breeze. It's absolutely magical. The venue was beautiful, and all anyone kept saying to us last night was, "Thank you for coming up here."
Yeah,
Oh, thank you for coming up here. Yeah, you flew us to paradise.
Yeah. It was a bit of a trip, Barney.
Yeah, it was a bit of a trip.
It's fun, of course.
But worth it. It's and then and then the worst part was at the end, everyone just wanted to buy us drinks and
it was
couldn't
incredible.
be friendlier.
I finished the night with a pine and an apple pineapple popper.
Yeah, popper.
In the Woodgate Hotel with everyone drinking beers and shots around me, and I actually had a popper, unashamed.
Mate,
and
you know what though? I watched your set. You thoroughly deserve that popper. You earned it, mate. You earned it.
It was, and that's the thing. Like we, look, it's been a pleasure just hanging with you as usual. But some comedians that travel, you got to appreciate where you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what a job! Like we get to travel around, and you can bemoan about it, or you can lap it up. So it's brilliant. Like I think if we didn't do comedy, I'm not sure if I ever would have come here.
No,
like Woodgate. It's beautiful.
I was saying to you, my father-in-law and my brother-in-law live down in Maryborough and Harvey Bay, and I had no idea Woodgate existed. So we've come up to visit them before, and I was saying to you that now I know this is here.
Brilliant.
Next time we're up here, I'll bring the family up here for a couple of nights because it's just magic. It's perfect, and this is like you said, it's the joy of one of the good things about our job is you do get to go see places. And let's be honest, sometimes if you're on your own, you're not feeling great. You're not taking it. But I always find in those situations, if I get myself out and get to look around where I am, I always feel a bit better, and you get that feeling of, actually, I'm pretty lucky to do this.
Yeah, I love exploring. What about on the way up here? We stopped at a place called ISIS.
Yeah, ISIS. The ISIS Council was there.
ISIS Council.
The ISIS Club.
The ISIS Club was there. Jeremy, and then we stopped, had photos, and then I had to weave it into the show, and they loved it. They loved it, and it was brilliant, and I love that. I love when there's local references and Woodgate. There's another suburb which I love called Goodwood.
Goodwood.
Yeah, Goodwood. That's a suburb. Like, I mean, how do they name that? I love those sort of things. Like,
yeah.
I said, it's Goodwood. Just that'll do. That'll do.
What do you know about this place? Well, the wood's good.
And that's
we got a name.
Suburb Goodwood.
Goodwood.
Like, I love that. Goodwood, Woodgate. ISIS, I don't know how ISIS came into that mix.
Yeah.
But it's there, and it's in Australia, and Barney and I, we found it.
Yeah, and
we got
look,
photos.
For all the criticisms, I mean, it looked a tidy little town.
I didn't feel in danger at all.
No.
Did you?
No, not at all. I mean, there was some lawn bowls going on.
There was lawn bowls. In fact, I didn't even see one Arab.
No. Which is, I mean, the recruiting is
besides myself, mate, like maybe I was the dodgy guy. I looked around, I thought, I'm the dodgy guy. Even though I'm not Arab, I'm Turkish, right? But like
the locals are looking at you, going, "I knew that we'd attract a couple if we named it ISIS."
Eventually, and there he is. He's turned up. You know?
Oh man, yeah, it's been a fun little adventure. Where's like apart from this, where are some of the other like places you've been where you go? Because I was talking to locals last night, and I was saying to them, this is the kind of place you want to get just enough developed, and then keep it a complete secret so that people don't. It doesn't become everyone knows about it. It's sort of a secret part of paradise.
You were saying that, but I mean, I didn't know you were saying that, but because at the same time I was having conversations that there should be multi-rise units all the way across here.
Oh yeah, you're investing.
I go, mate, there's so much land here. There should be units here everywhere. Everywhere, high-rise units on the ocean.
You're pitching a casino.
I was pitching something different. My vision was different.
Yeah,
I like your vision. I like your vision, but the guy. Like, look at the strip. It goes for kilometres. Like But anyway, but I've been to. I do remember enjoying Karratha. Yeah, just loved it. Went to, they had some sort of like a Red Earth Festival, lovely people, the sunsets right on the beach.
Oh, wow.
It was like, and everyone's there every day, virtually like a crowd all the way across. Whoever's there just all come out. And even locals, they say, it's a ritual, they just come out and
watch the sunset.
Yeah. And it was beautiful. The town was nice, everything, the people were good. The property prices were ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was just so expensive because the mining, they said it was just so. And as I flew in, like there was heaps of land again. Heaps of land. I don't understand.
Western Australia, I feel like, is
like land galore.
A bit of an untapped, like not untapped. Obviously, there's plenty of people there, but like it is one of those places where I think when the rest of the world discovers it over the next 50 years or so, that could become a different place altogether.
Beautiful, like I quite enjoy. I enjoy going to Darwin.
Yeah,
but Karratha was good. Harvey Bay. I mean, we're up this way, but that was in the last couple of years. I've been a few times, and I've loved it. I love the town. I love the people. I thought, what a magical place.
It is, isn't it? Like
beautiful.
It's because it's funny. Like you look behind us, this big beach, and like we're used to down where we live, New South Wales, like a beach this long. The surf would be quite heavy.
It's flat as a tack.
But it's so protected that you can you sort of wander in and float. I had a swim this morning. The water temperature's beautiful.
There's actually flags here. There's like one at the end of the beach and the other one right at the other end. Like it's massive. It's a big patrol, but.
Basically, it's a bit dangerous. It's a bit dangerous here. The flags are only 6 kilometres apart. They had to move them in.
They had to move them in. Like be careful on the edges right there. But yeah, you get to a lot of different places, and I was like I went to Harvey Bay, and then I thought, we're going to do it again. Like I want to bring the family up and do different stuff, and then eventually like through the people I met, we end up in Woodgate. It's beautiful. Like. And you come along, beautiful. And in fact, there's not many podcasts. In fact, there's been no podcast I've asked to be on. Not one. But this one is the only one.
Yes.
Good crowd chat.
Yes.
Right? Is the only. Is a good
crowd work cast.
Crowd work cast, right? Well, I didn't know what his name was called, but I just said, Barney, I want to be on your podcast. There's only one. Only one I've asked to be on, Barney, right? And providing he brought me here.
Yeah.
This is it. This is I said, this is the setting sun.
We dipped into the production budget.
Yeah. So if you want to be on this podcast, get in touch with Barney and pick a location.
Great. This is going to be my thing now. I'm going to find exotic locations to talk to.
You're travelling around like you're travelling. You can do it.
Yeah. Oh, mate. It is one of the magic things. Even like, because comedians, it's one of the things that like, some comedians look down at like doing cruise ships and all that sort of stuff.
I love it.
And then you try and explain that to like people who have regular jobs. They're like, what? That sounds like a dream gig. I mean, it has its quirks, but
I think I've mentioned this before at the birdcage at the airport. I do what I want to do without thinking, without worrying about what people think.
Yeah.
Honestly, I go, and that's how everyone should live their life. Imagine who cares what people think? People look down upon you if you want to do something. Or if you run a certain business or have a certain job. I don't judge. Like that's my motto in life. I don't care what you have or how much money. You always have good manners to people. Treat people the same. Human beings are the same, right?
Yeah.
Like if you wanted, if you made it big, like Barbra Streisand, for example, right? She always has a demand of a white piano in a hotel. It's got to be white. It's, hotel, backstage, and on stage, right? Fair enough.
Yeah.
She can do it. Like she's not putting anyone out of place. She's probably making some work, right? That's fine. Like if you want to request those weird sort of stuff, go for it. Do weird shit, but don't be rude to people. Like, don't think you're above another human being. Like, that's what gets me. Like, so I don't care what like people go. Oh, you do cruise ship? Yeah, I like to do cruise ship because I like it.
Yeah.
My family loves it. I like it. I can do a bit of work.
I'll have a bit of fun.
The audience is fantastic. The experience is magic. It genuinely is like a great holiday. People don't understand. People think, oh, you're stuck on a boat. No, you're not stuck on a boat. You get off and explore.
Well, that's all your attitude too. If you go into it thinking I'm stuck on a boat, you'll feel like you're stuck on a boat.
I guess, Bunny, that's in life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your attitude can make or break anything.
Yeah.
If you have a party, like you can see a bunch of people having a great time.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people just bored and they go, this shit. It's all just attitude. You want to get in there and give it a go, talk to people, have a bit of a dance, and
have fun.
You can have fun. Like it's just attitude, really. So.
And I've got to say that has, I don't know if it's because of that attitude or obviously because of your approach and you're very talented. Your career has been. You've had a really interesting career. You've done so many different things. Like you do the court announcing at the Sydney Kings.
Sydney Kings with my mate Rob Shahady. Like we both do it together, and but we did the Parramatta on ground announcer. And then we did the Bulldogs, and then we found ourselves like NRL found out because we were creating all these sort of activations and the crowd's really enjoying it, and then the NRL got in touch. Right, next thing we're doing semi-finals. Grand finals.
Oh, wow.
And we're just laughing at each other, right?
Well, you'd be wanting to watch the footy anyway.
Yeah, I'd be there anyway, want to watch a footy. And State of Origin, and I refuse to wear a Queensland jersey.
Good man.
So, Rob...
Well, keep that. We are deep in Queensland.
I can see the big 4X.
I know, there's 4X umbrellas, there's signs, there's everything.
I refuse to wear it, and I said, no, I'm going to wear the New South Wales, mate, and he wore the Queen. I forced him to wear the Queensland. We had to wear one each. So... In Queensland, and we were doing jokes like against. So I was wearing a New South Wales jersey in Queensland, Suncorp Stadium, doing jokes against Queensland, and they were booing the shit out of me. Boo! This, that. I said, "Oh, Queensland won. Let's have a look at the Queensland bench for this game." And we put up like 4 referees.
Oh yes,
just stuff like that. Like we had it all planned, and they'd be laughing but booing me. But of course, like in New South Wales, Rob copped it.
Yes.
Because he had the New South Wales jersey and we were having it. But then we found ourselves like, MCG, State of Origin match. Like, what is it? Like 90,000. I think it was like 90,000. And we were in the middle just looking at each other, just laughing. Okay, look where we are. Look where we are, right? We're just in the middle of MCG, packed. And then look, the Sydney Kings have been awesome. A lot of fun. I love the basketball because the kids turn up and they love it because you can boo, there's good guys and bad guys and
I love the ring announcers, ring announcer, but it's almost that thing where you are court announcers in the basketball. You have a license to be completely biased.
You can do it, like you can. There's music, there's energy, there's always something happening.
Yeah.
And I think they get it. They do such a good job. They just understand what's going on. It's sure the sport's got to be there, but there's got to be entertainment around it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
what, like
when there's a
NRL.
time out, that's what I loved about, like even when my kids were little, we took them to a couple of the Kings games.
Yep.
And one of the things about it is that they could know nothing about basketball, but
Yeah.
there's just always something happening. So they're like, they're entertained, they're engaged, and by the end of it, they're like, that was really, like, it's not like just, some of the sports, it's just when the action's happening is when
I think
there's
the NRL don't quite. I think AFL is a great sport to watch live, right? NRL as well, but it's also easy to watch that sport. That translates really well on television.
Yeah, well, the ground is literally the same shape as all our TVs now.
Yeah.
Like, we've all got big rectangular TVs.
AFL, they used to turn up live. They got and you can see sort of what's going on. NRL, like really, it's a great product on TV. So they've got to understand, mate. We need the product's great, but what else are we doing to make it
The atmosphere.
attractive, conducive to turn up live?
Yeah.
And the Kings like, okay, Rob and I, we're part of the package. Like people go, oh mate, you guys made us laugh. Did this, that. We do giveaways, we do all sorts of stuff, makeup stuff, and they don't understand. You got to, and I find like if I go to an NRL game, which I love attending, I don't find that interesting when they just interview a player and think, oh, what do you think the match is going to be? Everyone switches off.
Well,
you need something physical.
You're not getting honesty out of the player at
You're not
that
getting
point
honesty.
anyway.
Oh yeah, we're going to be good.
Yeah. Oh look, we're going to go out there. We're going to try. We're going to execute. We're going to, if our forwards can lay a platform, we can start the. It's
everyone
all that.
switches off.
And I don't criticise the players for being like that because they're professionals trying to get ready for their job. They're not going to go out there and go, you know what? I reckon he's crap, and I'm going to run straight
would
at
love
him. I'm
that.
going to destroy him, because they've actually.
So I want to see we had a good training week this week. I'd be betting on us.
Yeah.
Or saying, mate, we were sluggish.
Yeah.
We got a couple of niggles.
To be honest,
Mate.
a couple of the bikes not putting in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just be honest, mate.
Yeah,
Like,
look.
just.
Look, a couple of these forwards, if they don't perform today, they are definitely getting dropped. So let's name names.
And I mean, we used to do like physical stuff. That was our thing. So we started like putting the bombs up.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
we did that all the way back in the Parramatta days, and a lot of the clubs, I'm sure, some of them do, but we get the machine sometimes, which made it really hard. It was a big prize, but we put bombs up. Now it's something. We get a couple of contestants. And it's something physical. You can see everyone in the stadium loves it. You can see there's a buzz. They react. They laugh. You can actually hear it.
Yeah.
And you watch it because you see it like wherever you're sitting, right? Whereas the interview, the executives are all happy. Oh, we're interviewing someone. I can guarantee 90% of the audience don't care.
No.
It has no impact. The kids are there. But the kids, we have a running race. We'd have mascots. We'd have all sorts of different activations. And they do it with the cricket ball, the $50,000 catch. Have you seen that?
Yes.
And that machine goes and it swirls. It's really hard to.
Yeah, to get under it because it come down through the breeze too, and especially in those big stadiums where like it goes so high and they drop it, and then the wind actually changes as it comes down because of the way the stadium is.
But have you ever used a machine for a football? Have you ever?
No.
So, the tyres spin.
The jugs machines.
And you got like you can try up. So of course we're mucking around with it, and we've turned it up, and we've done it like a big kick, like probably like the Matty Burton or the NRL players would do it, like so they do it on the end, it swirls, and mate, you wouldn't believe, Barney, how hard it is to catch that thing. Like honestly, like say, okay, send it, like and I sort of sent a couple. I sort of saw it landed, so I went to the area, still couldn't get near it. Like, I thought, okay, I can catch this. I consider myself like it's a bit sporty. Right? So
coordinated.
I'm under it, and it swirls. You wouldn't, and spins and swirls, and then last minute ducks, and then it's so hard. So I have empathy for the fullbacks. And sort of in the old days, they just put the kicks up end over end.
Yeah.
Nowadays they put those swirlers and
or the ones that just sort of the
floaters.
The floater that just it has nothing on it and it just goes flat and it just drifts.
Yeah.
It just must be an absolute nightmare
Like
to be under. And then you've got that, and you've got like thousands of people watching you.
It's hilarious, and we all tell them, we rev them up. We said, do a dive or do something, and the crowd, and there's nothing like when you hear a big laughter like that, and it comes through. But we used to do even things like trivia. Do trivia. At least that way, wherever you're sitting, you're participating.
You're engaged.
You're engaged. Like you say, you can talk to your child. son or daughter and say, hey, what do you think of that answer? Like, you just say everyone's activated in one go. We're not just isolated. But anyway, the Kings are a lot of fun, and it's been tremendous. Again, just lucky to have such a fun job.
So how did the Kings come? Is that off the back of the other work you've done?
It was,
and those sort of things?
It was. I think they saw us do something, and then they got us in. And I remember the owner saying, "Yep, that's exactly what we need. 2 clowns."
Yes.
Making
it fun.
I think they just had someone that was, well, I'm not saying we're not professional, but like some radio host or something.
Someone with a great voice.
Great voice.
All right, Kings.
But you don't need that because you've got the ground announcer, Eric. Is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right? So we just bring the light-hearted stuff, and he said and we've been there ever since. Like, that's what we need.
And that you've seemed to like, it's a philosophy I've tried to have with the way I decide what to do is you seem to have this follow your nose sort of approach where this may or may not lead to something. Is it interesting to me now?
Yep.
If it is, give it a go.
Yep.
And then because of that, like it's one of those ones where you look at a career like yours and go, how would I ever? You could never plan that at the start.
I just do things and I look back and people go, geez, you've done a lot. I look back because I never worried like, oh my God, I've done quite a bit actually when I look back at it.
Yeah.
And I choose stuff like, because I love TV. I love the whole TV movie business as well.
Yeah.
I love the creativity. I love the editing. The whole thing interests me. I love it. Like, performing, of course, but I would love to do like, say, Survivor. Because I like that show, right?
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I go, this is a show I like to do because you sleep wherever, like that. But then I look at something like SAS and it's a no.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Like,
that's where your, like, I suppose your willingness to go, because sometimes the drum on reality contestants is that, they're just looking to be famous. Where your approach is, no, I'm looking to have fun.
I love it. Yeah, I want to experience that. Like, I want to experience Survivor. I love SAS, I don't want to experience that.
Yeah, you don't want to be yelled at by some British guy?
Because I tell you, I'll be honest, Barney, if someone was yelling right in my face, I'd laugh. I couldn't, then I'd be kicked off. Like, how could you not laugh? Someone's right in your face going, do you, like an adult? I go, even if it was yelling at someone else, I'd be like in tears. I'd be on the ground in tears, right? Honestly, I couldn't. How could I keep a straight face?
Yeah.
Do 20 push-ups. I can't. I'm laughing, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about that show is there's no redeeming stuff for the contestants. That's why it's a no for me.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. You just do it, and they whip you. There's lack of sleep, and you do the activities, and they don't show anything.
Well, just to see if you're tough enough to do something that only, a tiny percentage of people will ever be required to ever do anyway.
And then they show like, okay, give us something bad that happened in your life. It's a bit negative, they whip up these past things. And I go, there's no redeeming fun things for me there.
Yeah.
Like, I go, whereas like there's other shows, there's the fun element, like, there's like, what, that's in the jungle.
So you went into the jungle.
Oh, in the jungle, absolutely, yes. And I don't worry about like starving. Like, so I found the first 3 days I only ate rice and beans because my season they had the haves and the have-nots.
Oh, really?
And I was on the poor side. Right, we were outside the thing. It was very funny. It was beautifully done.
Who were you with?
I was with Richard Reed, who won it. AJ, who was the host of what was that show? The Biggest Loser.
Biggest Loser. Yeah.
There was Justine Schofield, the Master Chef.
Yep.
Luke Jacobs, the actor. Sam Dastiari. And Jackie Lambie, the politicians.
Oh my God.
Natasha from Channel 10. They were great fun. Dermy Brereton, Shane Crawford. They were a lot of fun. Jeez, we laughed and you just. But so the first 3 days, my team lost the challenges, and so we only had to have rice and beans. I'm talking like a third of a cup. I'm talking.
Oh.
If you have a cup, like a third.
So not much at all.
And just continuous water. And it didn't bother me. I thought, okay, I was a bit like, I got this.
Yeah.
It's all right. Like 3 days, hungry, but not a big deal. I don't get hangry or whatever. and people go, I'm hungry. I go, hungry? Look where we are, mate. Have a look where we are. Because I haven't camped before. I'm camping fire, collecting wood, making people laugh. I go, this is brilliant. I loved it. I could have,
have a look where we are.
we're
in the jungle.
We're in the jungle, mate. What's wrong with you? There was rain one night. We were playing pranks on each other. I made a cricket ball.
Oh yeah.
I actually made a cricket ball through like, because you get some little like tape and different stuff, and then I used, like, someone brought lipstick in as their luxury item, because everyone's allowed to bring one luxury item.
That
right?
seems practical. Lipstick.
Yeah. Just, I know, it's weird. My luxury item, you never guess it.
What was it?
I don't know if you saw the season.
No.
Everyone, a violin.
You brought a violin.
Yeah.
Do you play violin?
No. Not at all. And they said, why did you bring? I said, because a violin is a luxury item.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I go, what's a luxury item? A violin's a luxury item. So
I don't own a violin. So now I'm taking a violin home.
I've
always wanted to.
And they all said no. And then I said, they go, okay, just give us. And then I said, and it was really bad. And they said, no, play it now. We know it's because like you can't play it, and all of a sudden you get into a magnificent tune, and they realised he can't play this thing. They quickly realised, and they started laughing, of course. And then I'd use it to wake people up, and then they were talking about burning the whole thing in the fire, which they weren't sure, but I would have loved that.
Oh, that's so
they said
funny.
They would have burned it in the fire. It would have been hilarious. And I took that in, but the whole experience was just, it was a lot of fun. It was really, I mean, beforehand, like before you get into it, I was on safaris. Like so a lot of the, because they separate everyone, so no one knows who's on, and you genuinely see them when you first. But so they go to great pains. But you're staying in a magnificent resort, and safari, and some of them just went on one safari, whatever. I did as many as I could.
Yeah, take the
one in the morning,
experiences.
one in the afternoon, another one in the morning. Out I go, and I saw like the a pride of lions, 26 lions.
Oh wow!
It was incredible. We came to like a bush where, I haven't even told the story, but like there was a baby lion making the noise, like, obviously the mother had gone off to get some food to hunt, and left, and it was chirping for his mum, like
oh wow!
Like that, like, and I'm going, I'm like literally like 20 meters away from a cub, like a cub, incredible. Like, of course, we thought, let's get the hell out of it before
mum comes back and thinks we're a danger.
And we saw the big five, like, we did see a rhino, we saw a leopard in a tree. It was incredible, like, just it was unbelievable. It was just that experience alone, and I was, when I have that sort of experiences, I want to always bring my family along and say, hey, come and do what I just saw, like, Harvey Bay, come and have a look at this, or wherever. I want to bring them along. That's what I love.
I feel like, and I might be wrong, you instead, because some people, like, they're very career focused, and they focus on the career, which you are to a degree, but you're almost, it seems like you don't want so much a great career as a great life. Well, and this is helping you get all the experiences.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm career focused, but I just like working on stuff that I enjoy, and I like working on different projects, and just enjoying yourself. Like, I mean, what are we working towards? People like, I ask people.
But that's what I mean.
What
like
are your goals? Why not just enjoy
your career
yourself?
is almost like your career goals are all about the things you want to do in life, rather than if I do this, I'll be smart and then I can retire at this point and I'll do the. It's not. It's more like, well, that seems fun. I'll do that.
I can't even see myself retiring, Barney. Like, well,
why would you if you're having this much fun?
I go, well, we do stand-up comedy. You can do stand-up comedy as long as you can talk and speak, and
keep having thoughts.
You can keep having. You can go for whatever, like, and there's different sort of stuff like directing, writing. There's a lot of different pitching stuff like there's just a lot of different elements to in our industry and the creative industry. It's just I love it. It's lucky. We're lucky.
Yeah.
But
we are
lucky.
lucky.
This is nothing.
This is I mean, we'll tough this one out.
It's just beautiful.
Speaking of which, we're going to go have breakfast, I think, mate. We got people waiting for us across the way. We may or may not check in at the airport if we get a chance. So if we don't get a chance, do you want to plug anything you want to plug, where people can find you on socials or whatever?
Watch this podcast, please, and tell everyone about it. This podcast will be on my social media. I'm at Tahir Comedian, but doesn't matter. I'll be plugging this.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Oh my God.